batch of cards for you. Here we go. Let's start with this one. So I used a digital paper from an Etsy store, and this is just some scraps I had left over. Obviously, it's a shaker, and lots of pretty purple and teal colored sequins in there. Added some lace down here. There's some orangey gold in the flowers on this paper line, so I did add some sparkly yellow flowers to my Wild Orchid Craft flower cluster, and some berries, and this teal, kind of mint teal trim. I also added this teal braided trim all the way around my shaker opening. And this mermaid has such a massive amount of hair that I usually like to put my sentiment right on her hair. Let your dreams set sail. And this little trim I had in my stash, and this one pops up on more of that braided trim. And then what I did was I used the cut apart that popped out of here, and I just cut another like a sentiment area, so you can really see the paper in the background on that. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is this pretty little mermaid, and I cut this lace in half because I wanted some peeking out the top and the bottom. I found this in my stash, which I thought went so well with that dark color in her hair, so I used that to border. Again, I like to put the sentiment on her hair, and then I added some starfish that really matched this real pretty blingy trim around. More of those fibers, and this was the last of this flower collection that I had, and I actually ripped this one off of here, and I put the bling, so I just added that there. So that shakes up, and it pops up with another flower from that collection, and I added this flower in the center, and then just a bling to have bling on both the top and the bottom, and I just really like that. So card number 2. All right, the next 2 cards are really different for me. I've never used these mermaids before. Hope you like them. Ta-da! Yeah, I know you already saw them at the beginning of the video. Little Mermaid. Again, I had colored these images up for someone who wanted to purchase some colored images from me, and I didn't hear back from her for a little while, and so I had planned to do these cards. So I'm going to color her some new ones. She really likes this mermaid, so I'm going to color another purple, a teal, and a blue for her and send those to her. But this is the last of my mermaids for this year, unless somebody special orders one. This is a paper that I have had in my stash for many years. Kaiser Craft, maybe. So Mermaid Kisses and Starfish Wishes. Starfish Wishes. Say that 3 times fast. So I knew I had to add some starfish, so I added these 2 little starfish. I had a hard time rounding up green flowers, but Archana had sent me this one as a freebie, and then I had these recollections, and then these 2 are Wild Orchid Craft, and I added some little green seashells I had in my stash, some green trim around my my shaker pocket, and some bubbles on there on the front of the acetate. So she pops up, and we've got some black kind of like pearl type trim, and then this box pleated trim, which is the same that I used around the edge of the card. And you know, I paired her with the green paper because you know, there's so much of her that's green. I almost paired her with red, but it just didn't work out. It didn't look right. So I paired her with the green paper. So card number 3, and the last one is this one. And on this one, pretty much the same thing. I added this seahorse and these green seashells that I had in my stash. Dream higher than the sky, because her arms are like raised up. Dream higher than the sky, deeper than the ocean. and that same paper, and pretty much the same thing. I used a very similar trim around the edge and here, and there's the sentiment area. So that's card number 4. All right, let's take a look. All right, this is it, guys. Last of the mermaids, unless I have some special request. I forgot in my last video to say that, well, first let me tell you, all my cards are for sale on eBay. I will link them in the description box down below. If you don't find anything when you click on that link, that means these are already sold. Anyway, I'm sure these didn't inspire you because everyone's like past sea themed and mermaids and ocean and all that. It's time to move on to fall and Halloween. But I hope you enjoyed them anyway. And, you know, it's kind of a fond farewell to the mermaids for this year. So thanks for watching. Happy scrappy day. Check out the links below.